All right, good evening, Rocket League fans. Uh, Happy Friday, number one. Um, Happy playoff time. It's a beautiful time of year for some playoff action. I wanted to go ahead and just do a quick little bracket reveal here. I don't have a ton of time this evening, so I may cruise through this kind of quick. Um, I just wanted to go ahead and give everybody a rundown. This document will be available on the website. I will actually show you in this stream where this information is going to be located. But our general format here is that seeds 1 through 8 from both conferences will be seeded into the playoff bracket. The first round, so the one here found on 3-7, so the first round, that will be played on Tuesday. Now, I will say that there are some schools that are doing state testing for juniors, and it may be difficult for other members of their team to get here. Please be flexible, as not every school has access to transportation for these matches. So it may require a reschedule to hopefully either Wednesday or Thursday. I must have these matches done and reported to me within the week, so that way Mr. Nolte and I can update these sheets, so that way you can find out who you play on March 14th. Quick turnaround on March 14th. After your match has been played, I need those matches reported to me, so that way we can qualify and figure out who is ready to go to state. If you are in the semifinal matches, you have qualified for state, which is held at UW River Falls on March 18th. I will need coaches in order to let me know the number of hotels that your team requires. We have a sponsor that has reached out and is willing to pay for a chunk of hotels. And I just need to make sure that I get names on lists. So that way everybody knows that they have a room or something like that. So don't want anybody sleeping in bathtubs and stuff like that. Although I've been to a couple of lands to where I have slept in a bathtub because there was no space. So it's part of the land. So higher seed is in charge of making the lobby. So the first seed is considered to be the highest seed. Please report the matches to myself or to Mr. Nolte, who is the game coordinator. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and run through. I'm going to go I'm going to go Division 1 to Division 5. Some schools have already been seeded. I had to do a lot of pre-work for some divisions, and I looked at all the head-to-head wins and go through some of that material. So with Division 1 here, our 1 seeds would be Racine Case and Waukesha South. The reason why that case is crossed out is because of the decision made by the board last night in order to have them forfeit for match fixing. They have requested an appeal. I am speaking with the rest of the board in order to determine what steps that we are going to move forward. But so as of right now in the bracket, Southwest technically gets the first bye into the playoffs. Waukesha South, also with the 1 seed being undefeated on the other side. The 2 seeds in Division 1 are La Follette. I'm going to make sure that I say that as correctly as possible this time. La Follette and Horlick High School. Coming in with your 3 seeds. Oops. Is going to go ahead and be De Pere and Wausau West. Your 4 seeds for Division 1 are going to be Oak Creek and Kettle Moraine. with the 5 seeds in Division 1. We have Bayport and Kimberly. With the 6 seeds in Division 1. We have Muskego and Appleton East. Let me go ahead. I want to get something together here real fast. The 7 seeds in Division 1 are going to be Ronald Reagan and Appleton North. And the final 8 seed is going to go ahead and be... Oh, we don't have one because George Parker did have to drop out. So we actually have Waukesha on a bye. I feel like this is going to be a very tight playoff race here. If you just kind of briefly just even look at the standings, I think Horlick and De Pere, I haven't seen the head-to-head matchup here. Horlick coming into this at 19-4 has a pretty good shot in order to qualify. But I would go ahead and say I would not underestimate Wausau West. And I know I've been seeing the rumblings in the Discord. Also, there's some schools that are worried about Oak Creek as well, potentially making a run. Oak Creek did take Waukesha South pretty far in the finals last year, so I would not be upset. No offense, La Follette, but I would not mind seeing a rematch of a final. I always love seeing some rivalries starting to go ahead and build from this. Rivalries make a lot of this fun. So, Admiral, the divisions are based upon school enrollment sizes. So just like traditional athletics to where some schools have more draw and the ability to go ahead and pull from a larger student body, it creates more of a ability to have a high-ranking team every year versus a smaller school. So let's head into Division 2 here. Division 2, your 1 seeds here for Division 2 are going to head and be 2 undefeated sides here, and it's going to be Fort Atkinson and Shawano. Again, another one that you have to pronounce correctly. Fort Atkinson is coming in at a perfect 24-0. They have not dropped a map yet. And Shawano coming in at 24-4. Again, this could be another repeat of last year of these two that made it into the D2 into the state championship. And Shawano took it to Fort last year. So we'll have to see if those two end up meeting in the finals again. Your 2 seeds for this division are going to go ahead and be Whitefish Bay and New Richmond. Whitefish Bay coming in at 19-10 map record with a 6-2 overall record. And New Richmond coming in at 18-7 with 6-2. Just a little bit over Port Washington and DeForest. So taking a look at your 3 seeds for Division 2. We have Wausau West and Port Washington. And I did look up in the match history, Port Washington over DeForest. So that is why the split is there, and Port Washington has the 3 seed. Waukesha West here at 5-3 with an overall of 18-3. The 4 seeds in Division 2 are going to be Wisconsin Lutheran and DeForest. So Wisconsin Lutheran is 4-4. They have the slight advantage over Whitnall with the head-to-head record. So that is why Wisconsin Lutheran gets the 4 seed. The 5 seeds in Division 2 are going to go ahead and be Slinger and Whitnall. So now, historically speaking, we have seen multiple 5 seeds. Yes, I am sure you are not Shawano. I got corrected multiple times at the state championship last year, both by parents and students. I have learned my lesson. Shawano. So historically speaking, we have seen multiple 5 seeds upset 4 seeds, as well as we have seen multiple 6 seeds upset 3 seeds in the past. Not saying that it's destined to happen, but if you're a script writer, you always love it when the underdog team takes one to a higher seed. And with our 6 seeds in Division 2, we got Waterford taking on Racine Park. Waterford coming in at 3-5, and Washington Park coming in at 2-6. Our 7 seeds taking on our 2 seeds are going to be West Appear and Reedsburg. Reedsburg losing the head-to-head matchup to Washington Park. And then the 8 seeds for Division 2 are going to be Watertown and Mount Horeb. I will like to say a couple of things here too, just real fast, just to a couple of these schools. I want to give major props to those schools that have shown up for all of their matches this season. I know initially sometimes not getting that victory and playing against some of the high caliber teams that we have in this competition, I give students major respect for showing up every single week. Sometimes that you're gonna take a lick from some of these top teams, but you still show up and you compete all the way through. I give major props to those teams. I know we've had multiple varsity teams quit, and they called up their JV team. Sometimes brand new players, and we've had some brand new players that have taken just they've seen a clinic put on against them, and I've been on the receiving end of a few of those clinics before, and I just want to say shout out to those players that follow through with their commitment. I appreciate you. For whatever that is worth, I highly appreciate you for sticking it out and sticking to your commitment. Into Division 3. Division 3 is another, I think the one division, the Gizmo Conference, had to be one of the most balanced conferences I've ever seen. And you made me do a bunch of work. So let's go ahead. Let's get started with the 1 seeds for Division 3 here. These are going to go ahead and be Fox Valley and New Berlin Eisenhower. They're both coming in at 8-0. Fox Valley 24-2 overall. New Berlin Eisenhower 24-1. So those are some pretty high-powered number 1 seeds. If we go ahead and we go down to the number 2 seeds, again, 2 more programs that have had a consistent record throughout the history of the High School Esports Association. The Rural Virtual Academy and East Troy. East Troy has 1 state championship for Rocket League, and I wouldn't count them out here. Both teams coming in at 7-1. East Troy coming in at 23-7, while Rural Virtual Academy coming in at 21-8. Your 3 seeds. And this is where it gets interesting from the Gizmo Conference. The Gizmo Conference had a 4-way tie between McFarland, Jefferson, Milwaukee School of Languages, and Grafton, all at 4-4. So I had to go through and actually set up a table in order to find the head-to-heads. Well, the school that had won 2 of their matchups out of the 3, the number 1 with the tiebreaker of head-to-head is the Milwaukee School of Languages. On the other side, we got West Salem. West Salem's coming in at 6-2. So the other team that now gets the 4 seed coming out of the Gizmo Conference is going to be Jefferson. Jefferson also won 2 out of their 3 matches, but the one match that they lost was to the Milwaukee School of Languages. On the other side of the bracket at 5-3 is going to be New London. With the 5 seed. The 5 seed here is going to be McFarland and Seymour. Again, McFarland, they won 1 out of the 3 against those separate teams, and that is then what just separates them just a little bit from the other top teams. Seymour taking the 5 seed. Seymour coming in here at 3-5. So a 4-4 Jefferson side against a 3-5 Seymour side, and then a 5-3 New London side against the 4-4 McFarland side. So I would keep an eye on. I think whoever advances from this middle of the pack here could just be anyone. I think a lot of these teams are extremely close. This would be the toughest division for me to make a prediction out of. And then coming in at the 6th seed here is going to be Pius and Grafton. Grafton is the last one out of the 4-4 tied groups. Pius coming out at the 2-6 record. Again, Grafton coming in at the 4-4. With the 7 seeds, we got Bigfoot and Two Rivers. Excuse me. Bigfoot coming out at 1-7, and Two Rivers coming out at 1-7. So both of these teams coming in, both having dropped 21 maps, winning a couple. It'll be a very uphill battle for Two Rivers and Bigfoot in order to go ahead and try to take down the likes of East Troy and Two Rivers. But I've seen crazier things happen. So, and the 8 seeds going up against the 2 undefeateds. We got Medford and Ripon. Again, big shout out. I know we have some new players that are picking up the games, and they're spearheading their varsity teams. And I just really want to respect those players that show up week in and week out and follow through on their commitment. I know it's not always easy having a winless season, but I respect you for coming back. And I hope you come back next year, and I hope you go ahead and you go up 2 to 3 divisions and ranks, and you get to flip the tables. You get to be on top next year. So Division 3 is now set. Division 4, we had some teams drop throughout the year, and it makes for kind of an interesting bracket. In the one side, we had Nakusa and Durand, Arkansas. They had to drop. They had some issues. So that kind of creates this imbalance division. I did my best in order to go ahead and balance and separate this. So I already have some in here. And that was because I had to do some of this. So the 1 seeds are going to be Barron and Wisconsin Connection Academy. And Barron got the 1 seed over here. I should just reveal this. Over Real because of the head-to-head. So Barron was able to take down the Real school and therefore gets the head-to-head tiebreaker over Real. For the 2 seeds, we got the Racine school districts coming in hot. We got Walden and Real, both going to be looking to go ahead and punch their ticket back to the state championship. With the 3 seeds, we got Boulders coming in hot at 5-2, and the Columbus side here. Now Columbus has their 4-4, while Marshall is 4-3, and again because of that imbalance, I went head-to-head. Columbus has the head-to-head over Marshall, which then gives them the 3 seed. So then going at the 4 seed here, we have Marshall and Bondul. Bondul's coming in at 5-2 with an overall map record of 16-8. So I would keep an eye on this 4 and 5 seed here. Bondul, if they advance, could be an interesting game against Barron. Both teams sitting around 5-2, 6-2, both with very similar map win-loss ratios. So keep an eye on that one. With the 5 seeds here, we got Lancaster and Tomahawk. Lancaster coming in at 3-4. They were relatively close to being 500 with a 9-12 map rating. So they were right in the region there. They were like one game away, or I guess one match away, I should say. Tomahawk coming in at 2-6 with a 7-18 overall record. So if we go down here to the 6 seed, punch this in. We got Belleville and Weyauwega Fremont. Weyauwega coming in at 1-6, and Belleville coming in at 0-8. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I have anything. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't forget Wautoma. Wautoma is here as well. So. And I just got to check one thing, so bear with me. I believe. Gotta go to the announcements channel. Okay. All right. Okay, so all matches have been reported from Division 5. I should have checked that before, but I apologize. Bondul, is that not? Bonduel? Admiral, you're getting in my head here. All right, and last but not least, Division 5. The 1 seeds for Division 5 are going to go ahead and be Deerfield and Pacelli. Deerfield coming in at 8-0 with a overall record of 24-1, so dropping one map all season. And then Pacelli coming in at 7-1 with a map record of 21-5. The 2 seeds for Division 5, we got Bruce and Williams Bay. Bruce coming in at 7-1, and Williams Bay coming in at 6-2. So again, I think the Dominus Conference looks pretty strong. Let's just say that. Not to say that the Venom Conference isn't also strong, but I'm really excited to see what the quarterfinals may have in store for this division. So if we go to the 3 seeds here, we got Hilbert and Random Lake. Hilbert coming in at 6-2, and then we got Random Lake coming in at 5-3. So again, both are pretty equal here. Our 4 seeds in Division 5, we got Wisconsin Heights coming in at 4-4, and Cambria Friesland also at 4-4. Both schools are nearly 500 in map record. So again, this could be a very interesting spot. If you're looking to potentially see a team that may have a chance in order to move forward a little bit, I would say that the 4 spot is probably a good one to keep an eye on here with Division 5. The 5 seeds here, we got Little Wolf and we got St. Lawrence Seminary School. So Little Wolf coming in at 3-5, St. Lawrence coming in at 2-6. Again, this is one that I would keep my eye on. I think the 4 and 5 matchup is sometimes a coin flip, but it would definitely be something that I would keep my eye on. If I was filling out a bracket, there may be times to where I take the 4 or the 5 over the 4. Coming at the 6th seed, we got Warrener and the New School of Innovation. Warner coming in at 2-6. New School of Innovation coming in at 1-7. And again, because we have an awkward number, we don't have perfect balance. So the final 7 seeds here are going to go ahead and be Edgar and Phillips. Okay. So Edgar coming in at 0-8. I'm guessing Edgar is going to go ahead and forfeit. I know they've been really struggling in order to get students to follow through. That would be my guess. Phillips coming in at 1-7. So it's a tall order to take on Bruce, but never say never. It could happen here. So if for those of you watching live, Duel, okay, Bon Duel. Thank you, Admiral, for correcting me. The grammar police has got me. I kid. So, if you are looking for this, if you're on the Rocket League portion of the website, I have the 2023 Winter Playoffs with 3 Fs. So I'm going to have to go ahead and double check my spelling on that one. But you should be able to go ahead and drop it down. And here you can see all of the revealed brackets are live on the website. I would recommend now Pacelli. Okay. All right, y'all making me learn something tonight, so thank you. No, Admiral, I don't want to be made fun of in front of a live studio audience. So, thank you for this insight. So, again, you have your lineups here, and as well as if you go onto the playoff and state information, you have the schedule here. As far as we're going to go ahead and start checking at 9:30 for those teams that qualify for the state championship. If your team doesn't and you want to come up, the door is open. Everybody is welcome at the state championship. If you want to make the drive up there, we welcome everybody. There are going to be a number of universities in attendance. UW River Falls will have tours available in order to see their beautiful campus. Austin is coming up from the Wisconsin Lutheran College. You may know Austin as the Wisconsin Collegiate Rocket League organizer. Eau Claire is coming over. North Central University from Iowa is coming up. Lakeland University coming up from Sheboygan. Carthage College, who's also hosting us in the spring, is coming. Viterbo is coming up from the La Crosse area. I'm excited to meet their new esports coordinator coming from there. And I actually just talked to UW Superior, who is considering adding esports to their titles. And they're looking to go ahead and maybe make the journey down as well. So still trying to get a few more colleges in order to make the journey. Hopefully maybe UW Stout can come on over, North Central Technical College, and all of that. So we also will have the gauntlet running. So this year we get to have 3rd and 4th place matches. So we can actually recognize those that get 3rd and 4th place. And then we will be running the gauntlet as well. So the Division 5 state champ will take on the Division 4 state champ. Winner of that matchup takes on the Division 3 state champ, takes on the Division 2, and then the winner of that will then take on the Division 1 state champ. So we have a gauntlet running. Our goal is to hopefully have everybody out by 5:30. So those of us that have long drives, that we can go ahead and make it all the way back home. I'm really looking forward to it. If any of you are also competing on the Fortnite state championship, the top 6 teams from each pool will advance. So if you're looking over on March 15th, that is Wednesday, in 2 weeks, Wednesday, the top 6 teams from these pools will be invited to compete at the state championship. Okay, so keep an eye on that. We have a makeup week next week in order to make up for all the the technology issues that we've suffered and the snow days and ice days that we've had here in the state. So I thought it was important in order to give these students another opportunity. There may be more opportunities with Fortnite coming up here real soon. I got something that I'm working on to hopefully announce Fortnite and maybe something around Minecraft. Not to get you too excited, but there are some more opportunities coming up. So those are your brackets. I wish all of you good luck in the playoffs starting on Tuesday. Again, please be somewhat flexible on Tuesday. It is state testing day. There may be some reschedules in play. Not everybody has access in order to get players back to school. So if you need anything, please let me know. Please report matches to me or Mr. Nolte so that way we can update this form. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me tonight. I am bound to go get me a proper Wisconsin fish fry. So I will see you all hopefully next Tuesday. And I can't wait to see some of you if you're heading to the Milwaukee Esports Summit on Monday. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me tonight. I hope you all have a good night and a great weekend. Good luck in playoffs.